Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and in today's video, we are going to be showing you the groups for Season of Strife that have been paired and matched with other kingdoms, as it just got released last night at Reset, so a little bit more, about 15 hours ago, right, is when we ended up finding out. So I was able to go ahead, I plugged in all the data and filled everything in for all the groups, so we're going to show you all the pairings, the groups, the ones I'm most interested to look at and watch, along with some other interesting pieces of data. So, as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us up because it helps out a lot. And remember that I will be making this sheet publicly available on the Discord. So if you join my Discord, link to that in the pinned comment description down below, it'll be available 24 hours after this video is released, and you'll just go to reaction roles after you join. You'll select Call of Dragons fourth from the left, and then you'll go here to Call of Dragons. You'll go down to COD Data Stats, and I'm probably going to plug it here at number 3 under Stats Temporary. Okay, with that in mind, here we go. So a few things to note here, where I'm going to be showing you a number of things. So I got 3 new tabs that we're going to be showing today. We're going to do the KVK Power, which is going to be the group power breakdown. We'll do KVK Alliance, which is the names of the alliances in each group. And then we're also going to show you the KVK map positions. And that's screenshots I took from each of the KVK groups so you can see where the kingdoms are placed, at least for the ones that don't have 12. Some of them for 8, but the ones for 12, sometimes it'll only show you the first 2. Okay, here we go. Here's the big reverser. So we have, I'm going to go top down and show you the groups. Now, the zones, we'll show you that in a moment, but basically this is the Burning Lands, things like Valdoria, Lunasa, and Darlin, if I have the V one right. And so these are powers summed up for, again, any alliance over a bill. Keep in mind, you can always remove those numbers if you'd like and just kind of go more than that or filter out for a little bit more fighting power. We have the range. As those of you who remember, range is basically defined as the strongest kingdom based on top 7 or up to top 7 power, all the way to the lowest powered kingdom in that group. So the range here is 11.5 billion. We also have the amount of 100 million plus players. So you can see there's, I think, 4 here for players that are 100 mil plus, and these are the kingdoms that are involved in the groups. So we've kind of simplified things a little bit more. I will keep adding to this sheet once we figure out what groups they're going into. I'm going to come back to the sheet and I'm going to add the group numbers here on column A. That just hasn't been released yet because we don't know what the exact number is going to be. Is it going to be ST2-5001, right? We'll figure that out once they end up going into the kingdom. All right, let's scroll down here. So we'll show you this one, and I'll re-go over some of these things as well for some of the color codes that you'll be seeing shortly. So we have this group is Kingdom 3, 286, 233, 287. They're at 48.9 billion. Oh, and excuse me. So these ones, we have 58.2 billion power for them. The next group we have here is 48.9 billion. They have a 4.1 billion differential. You can see Kingdom 3 has the most amount of 100 mil plus players. We have a total here, I think, of 12, and honorable shout out to 281, 25, 58, and 87 are the only 4 kingdoms in that group that have players over 100 mil plus. We will do some deep data dives on maybe some of the most interesting groups, or maybe some of the strongest groups, where we kind of do more of a hard T5 breakdown. And maybe more stats, so let me know if you guys would like to see that. Then we get to 214. For this group, they're at 34.5 million power. You can see the differential here is 7.68 billion. We have 8.7 as low as 1.1, with the top 3 here being 214, 4, and 75 with 100 mil pluses, and Kingdom 75 having the most. Then we get to what is right now the strongest KVK group in KVK history is at 111 million power. Now, if you want to remove the 1 bills here, this comes out to about 4 billion. That would put them at 107.5. They still would be edging out the last previous one, which was, I think, the BNR group and others. I'm forgetting all of them right now. I have to go back and look at my other sheet. But they came in at around, I think it was like 105, 106 if you removed kind of the lower powers. So even though this group is now the current strongest, they are only the current strongest by maybe 1 to 2 bill power more. At least at the time of them going in, or prior to going into their KVK. They have about a 10.1 billion power difference. And again, this is where you can see a lot of T5s, right? So we have 262 players that are at 100 mil plus in this group, with the leader being Kingdom 5, that is Noir. And then we'll go to the next one, and we'll come back and show you some of the highlights too as well, and kind of explain what some of those mean. Then we get to the next group, which is 28.9 billion power. Their power range is 4.4 billion. They have 2 kingdoms with 100 mil plus players, being 46 and 235. Getting to the next group, we have 79.6 billion power. We have a total of 64 100 mil plus players, with the most being from Kingdom 56, and you can see the power range here is 7.22. However, keep in mind that the strongest alliances are pretty close, right? This is 12 to about 14.2, so that's pretty close. If we look at this, I mean, this is a little bit more of a wider range. 23 is TFS's group, but again, they're splitting up between 2 or 3 alliances, it looks like right now. If they end up bottling this up, right, let's say they were able to split this, right, maybe this could be 15-15, then it looks a lot better, right? So at least if you're looking at like number 1 strongest. So again, they might still be doing some work there, but otherwise, again, the number really isn't that far off, especially when you look at the number of 100 mil pluses, and we'll probably do a T5 breakdown or something later. Then we get to this group, which is 79.6 billion power total. We have 7.2 billion differentials on strongest to lowest powered kingdom. We have 64 T5s, along with 56 having, 100 mil pluses, with 56 having the most amount of 100 mil pluses at 27. Then we get to the next group, which is 40.6 billion power. They have a 4.48 billion power differential, and we have 5 players over 100 mil, with Kingdom 77 having the most in this group. Then we end up getting to the next group, which is 43.2 billion power. We have 6 100 mil pluses, with Kingdom 228 having the most. And power range here is 3.3 billion. Then we get to the next group, which is 35.6 billion power. We have a 7 billion power differential, no 100 mil plus players here. And you can see for this group, they kind of did a little bit more of like a bunch of highs and some lows, right? So nobody really in the middle. And then we get to the next group, which is 56.5 billion power, 7.8 bill differential. We have 13 100 mil plus players, with Kingdom 27 having the most. And again, pretty close in range, so they're consistently going off of that trend. Then we get to the next group, which is at 82.3 billion power. They have a 6.38 billion power differential, along with 109 players over a million plus, or 100 million plus, excuse me. And we have the leader there being 229. They have 35 players at 100 mil plus. The next group we have is at 89.36 billion. And you can see here where we have a 6.33 billion power differential. And we have the second most amount of 100 mil pluses in this group, which is 166, and we have Kingdom 41 leading that with 58. Then we get to the next group at 68 billion power. There's a 3.9 billion power differential between the strongest and lowest powered kingdom. We have a total of 17 100 mil pluses, with Kingdoms 31 and 283 tying at 6 apiece. Then we get to 57.56 billion power for this group, a 13 bill power differential. We have 9 100 mil plus players, with 4 coming from 222. Then we get to, where am I at? 46.2 billion power differential, or power total, I should say. 11.5 billion differential. We have 14 players, with Kingdom 36 leading that at 8. We get to the next group here, which is 81 billion power. And we have a 2.5 billion power differential. So again, very close here. We have 70 100 mil plus players, with Kingdom 68 having 25 the most. Then we get to 67.7 billion power for this group, which is a 9.5 billion power differential. We have 30 100 mil plus players, with Kingdom 236 having the most there. Then the last group, as we finally get there, 39.7 or 40 billion power, 8.6 billion power differential. We have 2 kingdoms with 100 mil pluses, 64 and 232, with 232 having the most. Then we get to the quick view here, which this is already ordered, so you get to see which groups have the most power just going top down. You can see here, right, we have 1 over 100 mil. We have 3 groups over, or 4 groups over 80 billion. And I think I meant to say 100 billion. One that is really close. And then we have 7 over 60 billion, with 10 being over 50 billion in power. And you can see the range here is 82 billion if you're looking at the strongest group to the lowest powered group. Okay, Now, briefly, let me talk about, so the ones in yellow I mainly put for like the strongest groups and for some lookouts. These are the ones I'm probably most interested in watching. The numbers I put here, for those of you that are wondering, these are Asian Oriental based kingdoms. So ones that probably have players from, you know, China, Japan, Korea, etc., wherever they may be from, but they're from more kind of Pan-Asia or Asian Peninsula, if I'm even saying that right. Right, we could just say foreign, non-English. Well, that's probably not really accurate because that could define a wider range. But again, Asian-based kingdoms where they have Asian-based alliances, or it at least appears that way. I ended up marking these in kind of a darker red, so you can kind of see, like, I think this will be an interesting matchup, right, for this group, because again, you're getting some OG kingdoms here within that 1 through 90 group. Same here, right, where we have 229. Same here with 240, 218. Right, and so some of those, right, being in some of the bigger ones. Those are ones I will... The reason I wanted to mark that, because I think it's going to be interesting to see how those younger kingdoms perform against the older ones, because it's kind of like we're getting the kind of Asian-based groups versus the English-based groups to an extent, depending on if they're NA, UK, etc. Okay, now let's get to the KVK alliances. So alliances, I'll show you this quick. So we basically have the groups are in order, so it goes top down. But I just show you kind of who is there. So I'll kind of run through this because I'm sure some people will probably pause and want to look. But you'll kind of be able to see, right, with the biggest group here being the TFS, EIS, BXS, and the War. Oopsies. There we go. Let's fix that. And then we have, I think the next biggest group that we have as we kind of work our way down is going to be the Echo group. Let's see, I think they're coming up right now. Yeah, so right here, right, where we have Echo, BDO, NA, NAC, right? That's, I believe, the second biggest group off power. Let's see here. The next one, actually, I can just scroll all the way down here, right? So that's 30, 60. The next one is the 29, 57, 85. Let's see where that one is. 29, 57, 85. Probably going to have to go up here a little bit. Oh, here we go. I think that was it, right? We said that right. Yeah. So this one being NF57, SSG, ROE, and PTW, right? So that's the third biggest group. Let's see if who's the fourth biggest we have here. Let's do this last one. 48, 68, 90. And let's see where they're at. 48, 68, 90. Oh, it's probably a little bit lower. Here we go. So that's OKS, LNV, AMZ, and GG that we have for that one. Okay, last we're going to show you now is going to be the KVK map positions. So this, again, is something that like I said, I just took screenshots for. I have everything saved, and I'll go through these kind of semi-quickly, where we're just pausing for a second or two, just so we can kind of get through these and you're able to take a look at everything. But this is, I just thought this would be nice to kind of see. So once we kind of know what the pairings are going to be, and, you know, what I will say for this area is I'll start reaching out to kingdoms to see who they're going to be pairing with, and how that's going to play out. You know, maybe once like Brink of War starts, or maybe closer after Brink of War finishes, somewhere around there. And of course, if anyone already knows the pairings for who's going to be allied with who, please let me know, because what I can do is I can come on and I'll edit these, right, images, and I'll do like some drawing overlays on them to kind of show who is paired with who, and also what positions they're in. So that could be cool, right? So again, there's a couple more things I'll continue to add to this. So whether or not people know what the ally groups are going to be, you can let me know. Otherwise, I'll definitely reach out to the kingdoms through our roundtable or our King's Guard that's on the Discord. And for a friendly reminder for that, that's basically for any top and active alliances throughout the game that are in Season 2 and beyond, if they want to get access to that, or if you are a king or queen of your kingdom, right, we have private groups on my Discord where we have a lot of people in either of those. And so if you want to get access, just shoot me a DM on Discord. Okie dokie, fam, that is going to do it for me. That's everything I got. I hope you enjoyed. This definitely took a lot of time. And yeah, let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. Right? I'd love to be able to show or maybe include some other things that anyone would find of interest. As always, until next time, I'll catch you later.